Texas 95.7, the Armadilla. Craig Vaughn in the studio. Lehman Wong, Casey Hooper.
That's me. Good morning.
Greetings.
Good morning.
Salutations.
They've been up longer than me, I think, this morning.
I have been up a lot. So, Kermit the Frog and Jim Henson, right? So what did Kermit the Frog do when Jim Henson passed away? God rest his soul.
Is this a trick question?
I was going to say croak, but...
Nothing. He can't. Gosh, Lehman.
Put up a bump.
He can't do nothing. Spider, one of the committee members out of Cimarron.
I saw looking around. Where?
Spider.
You can't pause after you say that.
He told me that joke and I found it really funny. I told that joke to Shayna, our intern, this morning, and she said, "Who's Jim Henson?"
Yep.
Okay, so I thought I would break the ice this morning, get everyone revved up, but Craig's rubbing his eyes, Lehman's yawning.
Well, there was a homeless lady outside the window this morning.
Well,
It's a rough neighborhood.
Out there
Had to
waving
go
her
somewhere.
hands. And
I had to go somewhere.
She had her coffee cup with her, though, didn't she?
And my banana.
And a banana.
it's got a lid now.
Man, they're giving me grief.
You went up to Colorado, didn't you, Casey?
I did. And it wasn't the Rocky Mountains.
It was.
The Rocky Mountains were getting snow, and Hugo, America, was getting dumped with buckets and buckets of rain. And it really wasn't the problem. The lightning was the problem.
Right.
So we had to shuffle. That committee shuffled some stuff around to make it work for safety reasons. And we'll talk to Calvin about that. But, no one we were all lightning rods.
That's a 2-day one, too, isn't it?
Yep.
So did, I guess
16
both days get
Yes.
pounded? Really? Man.
Yes, it did. And it came on. But that country hasn't looked that good in a long time. I mean, I've never seen that country look that good.
I was going to ask, are they in need of it, or are they getting any snow melt where they are?
They are on the eastern slopes. And so they're going to have the runoff. But it's going to take a minute to get there.
Yeah. Well,
So
cool. I know
we've
it
been-
snowed up that area somewhere in Colorado. Lehman said
Well, Wolf
Steamboat,
Creek got
a couple of
some.
feet.
Yes, sir. And they got Aspen got some, Glenwood Springs got some, all up in the higher elevations. But like a couple foot, yes.
Yeah. Welcome to summer.
Oh, it's great.
I know.
And Lehman is an avid Olympic skier. And so I told him he needed to get gone because he could wear Speedos and ski.
Kind of has more of that snowboarder vibe about him, though, doesn't he? With the mohawk and
Yeah, they say the
Gold
quote.
chains,
he's always coming in here with the mohawk.
purple hair.
That hat barely it sits way up high.
Well, I know, and I'm really glad that he went back to blue. He was purple hair.
I didn't like the purple either.
You didn't like it either, did you?
And you gotta just what you feel when you wake up. You just gotta go with it. You just gotta go with it.
Well, that maroon color.
Gnarly. Gnarly is the word.
Well, that
That's right,
maroon A&M
right.
color you had on your head looked like a rotten cherry sitting on your head. It was horrible. So I'm so glad you fixed that.
No. The Working Ranch Cowboys Association, not what you thought it was.
We're just a bunch of hippies.
Oh, no.
Bunch of hippies.
Yes, and speaking of hippies, Colorado East Side's not like that, so it was a very clean weekend, a very non-eventful weekend. No one got hurt. The horses did buck. The stock was good. And a couple of the committee members got mucked out. I won't name any names, but Daryl Waite.
You just did. You said you weren't going to.
I won't name
I
any
hope-
names, but Daryl Waite.
I hope he is doing better this morning than he was on Friday night. The heifer got him right in the back and bowed him and pitched him out. I mean, pitched him way out of the ring, and he was a little sore.
Yeah, but
And he's built like a, Mack truck.
right.
It was pretty good.
Did you say 16 teams?
16
Like
teams.
16 teams. All right.
16 teams. And it was all that and a bag of chips. Every team was tough. And it came down to Saturday, basically. And it got really interesting. So kudos. And we'll talk. We had first place was Beachner. So we'll talk to Calvin Kindle. Second place was Snyder XIT. Third was Detweiler and Heck, and fourth was Singleton Ranches. And our top hand was Troy Higgs, who it was his birthday, and this is how old
cool.
I'm getting.
That's cool.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Very cool.
He turned 24, and I swear he was still 17 last time I looked in the rearview mirror. And it was Coy Rickard's birthday. It was Tina and Daryl's anniversary. So many Pendleton
Lots of
salutes.
to
Oh
celebrate,
my
yeah.
gosh, we had a good time.
Lots of
Good.
Bud Lights consumed.
There were a couple, but the older we get, the Michelob Ultra seems to be the go-to. I don't know why I try to keep this girlish figure. Because on the snowboard, I go really fast. You're closer to the ground, but my butt outweighs
center of
everything.
gravity thing.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
So
Yep.
anyway, enough about that. Lehman, go ahead. Good morning.
I'm good. I'm good. I'm enjoying
Just
looking
kinda
out the window,
Sitting off the side there.
drinking my coffee. No, we just were talking here. You got 2 Kansas ranches went in first and second.
Yes.
That was cool. And everybody, you guys might remember Beachner Brothers. They are the reigning 2018 World Championship.
So they'll be
team.
back.
Yeah, so they're coming back, and then we talked. Let's see what else we got here. You got Troy Higgs with the top hand on Lonesome Pine.
Kansas
You know, they're Kansas, and Lonesome Pine won the Colorado Championship
last year.
last year. You know, so then you go into that. Did we talk about Top Horse? Did we mention
No.
Top Horse
No,
yet?
I did not.
Top Horse, thank you, AQHA, for always supporting the equine athletes on this deal. We've got little TJ Paul. You guys, if you follow anything that we got going on, you've seen and heard about this horse probably many times.
Oh,
this
yes.
this gray pony has sure taken home the hardware, and congratulations to Cody Kendall for winning that Top Horse. And that horse, Casey, was our top horse at the World Championship last year, wasn't it?
Yes. Yes, it was.
Yeah.
And the cool thing about this gray horse is I really think going back, when they leave and go back to Kansas, wherever they go, I think that horse rides in the truck.
Yeah, you're probably right.
And gets what he wants.
It's right. Yeah.
But he's earned his keep. And Cody and him gel together like a fine old machine. Mm-hmm. And it's been like that for quite a while now. And you can tell that they are the dynamic duo for sure. And a little tidbit back to Kansas. Frank Morton won the Jeremiah Ward Open Memorial Bronc Riding. And Devin Cisneros came in second. And those are names that you guys probably will recall and hear us talk about. But Frank was so humble. He just had a new daughter. So she got to be in all the photos. It was just really
Very
good.
cool.
Good family weekend.
Yeah, very cool. Another cool thing about this when we're looking at the results, you know, Beachner did have a fantastic rodeo,
17
but
points, I think.
yeah, looking at all the events, we had 5 events, we had 5 different winners. So there was a lot of, activity within all the different
Yes.
teams. So just a nice little shout out. We had in the bronc riding, we had a tie for first place. That was between Smith Cattle and Durrett Cattle. Stray Gathering was won by Lonesome Pine. Wild Cow Milking, the Grade G Bar out of Oklahoma, took first. And Branding was Detweiler Heck went in first. And I think they ended up third overall. And then the second place team overall won the sorting, and that was Snyder XIT.
Yes, and it was good watching.
So pretty cool. They got a lot of spread, and we should say, remind everyone that Colorado Championship, they were our 2018 Sanctioned Ranch Rodeo of the Year. An award given by our board to kind of recognize our rodeos for the outstanding work that they do. So congratulations on that,
definitely.
and another good weekend. I mean, Casey was up there, and every obstacle known to man from Mother Nature was thrown at Hugo, Colorado.
Yes.
And the people just kept showing up.
Yeah.
The good crowds.
Yeah.
They had their chuck wagon feed. They had a nice concert.
They do the
had
ranch horse deal.
horse show.
And they did the top hand challenge, which was rather interesting.
Tell them about that.
So they go in and they'll start, and it was a tough group of guys.
Oh, man.
So everyone who received a top hand honor from 18 that committee will bring those guys and send them an invitation
Right.
to compete in the Top Hand Challenge. So the slew of gentlemen, and can you pull that up, what I sent you?
Exactly what I was.
It was tough. It was very, very, very tough. And I want to say static air, so I'm not going to lie. I can't remember who walked away with it. So I'm not going to lie, but they have to do a dally calf roping, a trailer loading, and a sorting. I think were the 3 events. Lehman's going back to his machine here to pull up what I had. Well, gosh darn, I sent you a lot of stuff.
Lots of awesome pictures. I know it's in here somewhere.
Anyway, so Craig, it was really, really cool.
Yeah.
And so one of the coolest thing was Clay Ashurst competed in that. Clay Ashurst got pretty banged up last year in a bad horse accident. And everyone was in awe, for one, him being able to be at the place he was at this time. But 2, he didn't miss a beat. And he competed, and everyone was just taken back and humbled by, one of their buddies getting to do what he loves to do. Yeah. And so it was pretty cool.
Casey, I can't find it.
Well, that's okay. Maybe I sent it to somebody else.
You might have.
But anyway, it was a good
cool
time.
Event. Really cool event.
Cool.
And the committee did a great job. And actually, what was really neat is the committee had jackets made for everybody in the committee. And on the back of it, it said Colorado Championship Ranch Rodeo, WRCA 2018 Sanctioned Rodeo of the Year.
That's really
And
cool.
they were like so proud of to wear their jackets. Good thing it wasn't hot.
Found it.
Good job.
Found it.
So you had Colton Jackson, Ty Swiler, Kai Fuston, Cash Chamberlain, Connor Grokett, Chris Lockemer, Clay Ashurst, Matt Crouch, how do you say his name? Coke. Cody Kendall, Frank Morton, and Buster Frierson. Now, if you were a betting person and you look at that list of guys that were entered in that Top Hand Challenge, you could have rolled the dice. And it was tough. And I want to say Ty Swiler won it and Buster Frierson was second. That's totally unofficial, but
good bunch of guys too, man.
And it was pretty cool watching.
Where you going?
Let's get
Gosh,
Calvin.
he's ready. He's done.
I gave him a 15-minute warning about 30 minutes ago.
Yeah, I was going to say. Hang on, let's call him.
Okay.
There we got him on the phone, Calvin Kendall. How are you, man? Welcome back to the airwaves. This is not your first time on the air.
Right.
You're no pro.
Oh, yeah, I don't know.
We'll have you introducing songs here in a minute. Hang on.
Yeah.
Lehman Wall and Casey Hooper in the studio with us, and congratulations on the win this weekend. And we'll be welcoming.
Thank you.
We'll have you back out here trying to win the whole thing again.
Oh, wouldn't that be sweet?
That would be great.
Has anybody repeated? How many repeats do y'all have?
We have had repeats, but I think that skipped a year, and then they've come back.
So like 2 out of 3.
Calvin, do you know? I'm out asking Calvin. I think we've had where they've won more than once, but there's been a skip.
Right.
Maybe
not back
between
to
them.
back then, huh?
Well, actually, you know what? I think Wilson T4, when Wilson used to go with Aztec, I think they came back.
Yeah.
But I'm showing my age, so it's
But either way, congratulations, Calvin.
sorry.
Thank you.
Much like at the World Championship, where first and second were from Kansas last year.
Oh,
We
yeah.
had the same thing as we said this year.
Oh,
The
yes.
Kansas boys kind of come up to Colorado and showed them what for, Calvin.
Earl will be happy.
Well, and then we end up the top horse again, too. So, yeah, that's what I was thinking this morning. It's kind of a repeat of how we ended last year.
Jensen, didn't Ty win the Top Hand Challenge too?
Yeah, he won the Top Hand Challenge and the Ranch Horse deal.
Yes.
They're going to
That's
stop
another one.
inviting you Kansas boys up there to Colorado, Calvin.
Hey, we love Colorado. It's a good rodeo, and we get along really good there.
They sure do. There's a picture I took, Calvin, because I'm not a photographer, but so Cody roped in the Melkin, ropes her,
Yep.
and he steps off, ropes off, and Calvin is already shaking out. That's how fast it was. And I don't know, maybe it was just I had time to look at the picture and soak on it a bit, but I was like, holy beep, that was fast.
Yeah, that was a cool photo.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never got that lucky before with anything.
So you guys had a really good rodeo. We were just talking, though, about how all the love got spread around, 5 different events, 5 different winners. So it was a very tough. Tell us about the level of competition up there at Hugo.
It's very tough. Well, it's kind of the same way we qualified last year at Earth. We stayed good in the average. We didn't win any events, but we stayed good in the average. But the level of competition out there is really tough. As with anywhere, you're
you got
competing with a lot of good hands.
And that's the thing. It was stacked and packed with good hands. And I've seen it in Hugo change. And Calvin, you probably have too, where it comes down to just the Brandon or on that Saturday, the last 2 events. And it gets so fast. But they do a deal with their points that if you get a time and everything without getting a hickey or, no score, then you get 10 extra points. Well, there were 2 ranches that did that. One was Beachner and one was Snyder. Now, that's hard to do in a pen of guys like that.
There's 16 teams there, and only two teams ended up with a bonus point. So, it's very hard to do.
It is, and that came down to the sorting on Saturday night. Mm-hmm. So, and not to mention we were all giant lightning rods all weekend. And no one got, no one got hit by lightning, but it was a little soupy, huh?
Yes, very soupy. And cold that first night.
Oh, very, very cold.
Talk about those bonus points. But, Calvin, you guys would have won this deal even without the bonus points.
Yes.
And that's what my wife told me. She said, we'd have got it without this. That's probably the first one that we really won by that much. I think it's 17 points or something like that.
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
So now that you've qualified, like I said, you qualified at Earth last year, which was a little later in the season.
Yeah, talk about wait till the last minute, Calvin.
Now you got this one out from under you. How does that affect your game plan for the rest of? Because I would assume you're still going to go to a couple more.
We will, and it just takes a lot of pressure off to where we can maybe go have a little more fun, not take it so seriously.
They say that, but when you talk to them at a rodeo and they've qualified, it's still game on. I mean,
oh yeah.
I mean, they are on it, and it is more laid back. You do see Caden come out with a smile, their other son. And I actually tried to get him to do the radio show, and he's like, he shook his head.
We'll get him to do it eventually.
I wouldn't do that to him. I like the kid. Yeah. I'm not going to do that to him.
You talked about how you have a little less pressure and might have fun, and then just bring up the fact that another qualified ranch was there at Hugo. Vil and Sarko, Buster Frierson, and those guys qualified at Haskell. I bet you they were just as fired up to try to win Hugo as anybody, and I guarantee you that Calvin and the boys are going to be just as ramped up to win the next one, regardless of whether they've already qualified or not.
Well, they're competitive.
Oh,
absolutely.
Very competitive, and you just don't want to get some practice in. That team,
for dang sure.
Beachner's is a gelled team. They've had the same guys go. Now, Josh, he probably is pretty darn happy. So I hope he told you thank you. I give Josh a hard time. He's like, I think I'm going to go day work for Calvin for a while. No, there's always the angle that Josh, God love him, and tell him I gave him a hard time. Please, please. But his old smile was like this. Yep. I'm going to the big dance.
Calvin, Cody, and Caden, and then Ty, and then of course Gina. Can't go without Gina. They're the carryovers from the world champion team, and then what Casey's talking about. You got Josh Lilly going with you this time. And yeah, I'm sure he was pretty thrilled to be in Hugo and get that.
I could tell it on his face.
Oh yeah.
He's a little cantankerous little turkey, but we love him.
Congrats on the win, and please always tell Cody good job on the top horse deal. I may be a little, I can't be partial, I guess, in this deal, but I love going to watch Ranch Rodeo whenever Beachner's there because of that gray horse.
And they're all mounted.
And especially, not anything against anybody else's horses, but that young man gets along so well in the branding. He just has a knack for that job, and that horse has a knack for that job. It is a finely tuned machine, and I love watching it.
Oh yeah.
When he's in the branding pen.
Little tidbit. Let's go back a couple years. You know, Calvin used to ride that horse, and then Cody got older and said, "Thanks, Dad. See you later. TJ and I are going, and we're out of here."
Yep.
But that's because Calvin works those boys to death. That's why they're so good at that.
It was not his first time to ride into that branding pen, I guarantee you. But no. I just love watching it. Tell him congrats for me.
I sure will. Thank you.
Good deal. Calvin, need anything, let us know. But just thrilled for you to be back and defend that world champion title.
We're glad to be back.
Don't make me cry again at the end. Oh, golly. We were all very emotional in November. And I thought, well, I must be tired, but this is making me weep like I read a bad book. I don't even read.
Oh, they're all family. They're all family. That's why.
But that one, just the way that it rolled at championship last year could not have been everybody involved. It was just perfect. It was good.
Yep.
Calvin, have a great day. Are you going to Council Grove?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. You going to Nebraska?
Yes, we are.
That a boy. I'll see you up there then.
You bet.
Okay.
Adios, Calvin.
Hey, see y'all. Thank you.
Oh, good guy, Calvin. It'd be good to have him back this year. And like you guys were talking about, the pressure's off now, so they can kind of maybe go have a little bit of fun at least, you know.
Yeah.
At least not worry when you screw up too bad, or you know.
When that rodeo after Beachner was awarded their stuff, every one of the guys that were there, just give them the kudos they deserve. They're so humble.
Yeah.
And when it comes down to winning a rodeo, the rest of the guys, whether they came in 16th, 4th, or 2nd, everyone pats each other on the back because they know how tough it was.
Tickets are on sale.
You bet.
And you better get them. Yeah. And we've been talking about it on the air quite a bit, you know, just between songs. You better pick them up now because those Fridays, Saturdays always go pretty quick. So if those are ones you always want to go to, then here's your reminder. They're on sale, so go get them now before they're gone.
Yeah, we always talk tickets. We always talk hotel. So if you're listening and you're going to be traveling in, make sure and go to our website. There's a booking link for hotel rooms. We've got the top hotels in the area at the best rates possible. So if you're looking for a hotel, go check that out. This year, we have added a couple new things, and we've kind of talked about it here and there and seen probably some stuff in press release and all that. But on Saturday, November the 9th, there's 2 new activities going to be going on in the afternoon. From 1 to 3, we're having our first ever invitational ranch gelding sale. Going to be 40 head, and that'll be from 1 to 3 in the Coliseum. Mm-hmm. So that's brand new. And then following that, from 3 to 5, the film that's called Cowboys. It's a documentary portrait by John Langmore and Bud Force. Mm-hmm. This is a really cool cowboy film that they are making available, and WRCA is helping them make it available at no charge to the public. There's no ticket fee. Just come to the Performing Arts Center 3 to 5 and get a free viewing of this movie they've put together. Showcases some of the biggest and most historic ranches, you know, all throughout the country. Yeah. So those are 2 new activities that we'll have on Saturday. Good fun for the family.
Yeah.
Yeah, get those tickets, guys. Come see it.
Yeah, they'll go quick. And like I said, WRCA.org, it's just the best website to go to and get your tickets on there, and then you got your hotel, and then right into the event schedule so you can kind of maybe, make some notes and, okay, need to get there by this time. And, don't forget to try. And get the app. The app will help you with that too. Cause I think you can, if I remember right, you can set reminders on the app that'll remind you, don't forget this is about to start kind of thing. So
yeah, if you go to the schedule and you want to say, hey, I want to make sure I don't forget to go to that sale.
Yep.
You can click on it and it'll set a reminder for you. Yeah, good. So
the app is cool. The app is really handy. It's really really handy if you're going to go, because it does all that. It reminders, and there's a little community page on there, similar like a Facebook or an Instagram, where you can talk to other people. And
I use the app all year long because we put our sanctioned rodeo schedule. We've got our results. In fact, we post the results there before we post them anywhere else. So if you're kind of keeping up with what all's going on, that's a really easy place to do it. Craig, before we get going, we got to say thanks to some of our sponsors. Always appreciate Bud Light, the presenting sponsor of the World Championship. And then as far as our sanctioned rodeo results, Titan fuel tanks, you mentioned them off the air.
I was talking about, I got on their website because they have an apparel section, because their logo is really cool. And they've got shirts and hats and hoodies and patches and stickers. And
Craig thinks he's the guy in the cap with the Thor hammer.
I was like this.
If you could see what he just did.
I look just like him. I'm going to bring out my.
I had a moment of like, wow, that's the logo.
I'm going to bring my hammer with me next week.
But we really do appreciate Titan Fuel Tanks for presenting our sanctioned rodeo results each week, and then of course AQHA helping us support our top horse, and Wrangler for doing our top hand of the week. Appreciate those companies for what they do. We really can't put all this on without the support of those generous sponsors.
Well, we can't walk out this door without giving them a invite to the Council Grove Santa Fe Trail Ranch Rodeo.
That's the next one on tap.
July 5th and 6th in Council Grove, Kansas. Probably the prettiest country, the Flint Hills. It's so pretty.
It's another 2-day.
Yes. And it will be a tough one again. And Calvin, they're going to that as well.
Well, you got a lot of guys going to have July 4th off anyway. And so you're going to get 4th, 5th, 6th and go up there. And it's an easier one to go to, I would think, this year for at least spectators, for people who aren't working. I mean, a lot of the Cowboys probably still have to work on July 4th.
That's a really historical town. And so, like, the community, they do a good job of bringing the community involvement in.
Yeah.
And so it's actually really cool.
Awesome.
And then off to Arthur, Nebraska we go. And then...
No, you got WAURIKA.
WAURIKA is after Council Grove?
Yep.
Well, then I stand corrected.
12th and 13th, And then Nebraska.
Which is 13th, 14th, right?
They're WAURIKA and Nebraska are on the same weekend, aren't
they? They are.
So see, I wasn't all the way off.
Yep. Just halfway off.
Hey, Casey,
just normal.
What's the little cafe that's got that pie there in Council Grove?
Oh, yeah, the one you got last year.
Yeah, and I
remember you brought some back? It just didn't make it all the way back.
That up. That was not smart. But what is the name of that place?
I'm thinking it's something house.
Yeah.
It's something house, but they've got the best strawberry pie. And I really am still mad about that.
I know, I shouldn't have brought that up.
Because
it was not smart.
I gave you instructions before you left. Would you please bring me back strawberry pie?
Like another 3-4 weeks of hearing it.
And he came back and said...
It was in the truck. It just didn't make it back to Amarillo.
Well, Yeti coolers. Hello. Put it in that.
Yeah. No, it's not because it is spoiled. It's because it sat there. It talked to you the whole way home, didn't it?
Bad mistake.
It said, "Hey, Lehman."
Did you even try it?
Oh, did I try it?
She still hadn't picked up on it, huh? That's right. It's spoiled.
Yeah,
it was the cooler. They didn't bring a Yeti, and
it fell out of the truck and onto the ground. It was horrible.
Yeah, well,
we brought a dog, and it got into it. It's cutting.
I'm sorry, Casey.
No, I get it. I would ask Norris, but he'd probably be like, "Strawberry pie? I've never seen one of them before." It would never for sure come back. So I'll just have to figure it out.
That's a cool town. You're right, though.
Who's going this year then?
Randy Norris,
our president.
Oh, see, well, there you go. The president could, surely you could.
He'd bring me back a piece of pie?
Yeah.
I don't know if he will or not.
He's the president. He would bring you back pie.
Should bring me back a whole pie itself.
He probably would. He would be better at it than I would.
Yeah. He'd find some help.
Craig, you got a busy day. Are you going to be busy today?
Thanks, y'all, for coming. I don't know what we're doing next week, because there's no rodeo this weekend, right?
True.
I'll have to get
We're on vacation.
Yeah. I'll get one of the movie guys on, or somebody from the horse sale on.
Well,
or
maybe we'll talk
Foundation.
Film. Maybe we'll talk film.
Yeah,
we'll
there
get
we go.
John or Bud to join us.
Film.
Film.
Gosh, I was like,
Movie.
okay, I'll have to take over the radio thing again. Because I'm so feminine, or however you say that.
Feminine in them. All right. See y'all next
Adios.
week.
Adios. Adios.